In other words, if you have medical marijuana, what state has got it down, if any state has got it down. So it is as tight as you could make it. So we're looking at that and trying to see what state, and just to see if like after we study it, we come to the conclusion that you could do a medical marijuana in the state that would be very limited, that would satisfy, I think, most people's concerns, that it be tightly under control, and that only the people who their own doctor and they decided it would significantly benefit would be able to do it.
And how about whatever Otter Yost has proposed? Have you looked at that at all?
I think the broad concept is very good. I think the idea that people can put enough money together so they can get something on the ballot that will directly benefit their pocketbook, I think is just outrageous. I was in Canton last night talking to a group of, it was an NAACP put it on, and it was honoring or community relations with police. Get everybody in the room, eat dinner. And I was asked to give the speech. I described what this one ballot initiative is. That you have 10 groups of people who have put up millions and millions of dollars. And when I told the audience that the reason they did that is because they want to basically have the inside and exclusivity to the sale of marijuana, people just shook their head. They couldn't believe it. I mean, people just can't believe that anybody could be that greedy, and that under current Ohio law, you can manipulate the system so much. It's a total manipulation of the system. And I think when people find out about that, at least any speech I've given, when they found out about that, whatever they think about marijuana, they're just shocked that we could have a situation like that in Ohio. What we're looking at now is potentially unlimited amount of money being spent in the fall by a group of people who have a lot of money and who want a lot more money, and it's just it's disgusting. So yes, I think the auditor's idea is a good idea.
Can I clarify? Are you supportive of medical marijuana, or is it just inevitable at this point?
I have not taken a position on medical marijuana. But what we're looking at is whether you could craft a bill or a constitutional amendment that was, strictly crafted so that it would not be abused. Let me just give you an example. Colorado has medical marijuana. They also have recreational marijuana. There are an amazing number, we've got it back at the office, of people who are on medical marijuana in Colorado. Why? Well, there's no tax on that. So they found doctors who would just crank out prescriptions. So, what the fear is in regard to medical marijuana is that there's such a big hole or loophole in the law that, we're back to pill mills like we've had in Ohio, operating extensively under the law. This prescription was written. So that's the concern, and we know that there are people who believe that marijuana is of help to them, and we know also that there are doctors who believe that. So is there a way to craft that so that it's just very fine-tuned? So that's the only people we're talking about.
And are you working with the legislator, or is this something you're doing on your own?
Well, I thought before we started talking to the legislature, we would try to get this thing figured out the best we could. And, so I've not really talked yet to the legislature. I plan on doing that in the near future once we kind of come up with what would be a way to do it. I mean, the great thing is you got 50 states out there, so you can see what other states have done, and you can see where it's a mess, and you can also see where it is more finely crafted.
You're on record as opposing recreational marijuana, right?
I'm against recreational.
Okay.